Great. So today I'm going to talk about something that through your messages and calls and healing, that we all are going to come into this place that kind of we have known the spiritual text, the language, relaxing, need to do this work to help ourselves to maintain. But I used to use a word called unknown. Unknown is like you still can make peace with the unknown. Unknown of, oh, my life will be better. Unknown of something may arrive that I need to work on. But I'm going to go on to a place where psychologically we are going to be more demanding into the nervous system. And I'm going to break down in the class this into how we are going to notice this place, how then we are going to work with this and the nervous system, and then how we are going to work with this and constructing our identity, because that's another layer below the nervous system. Still, I wanted peace to my identity. And where, when you're remaining, how to embrace the stillness within the uncertainty. Now, how to embrace the stillness within the uncertainty is very important in this modern world, because we actually don't feel comfortable in this place. They're not frightened by pain, the modern world. We are more frightened by not knowing, because the whole modern system, the educational system, the systems we built up, it kind of seek always certainty before safety. And you want to know your electricity bill, you want to know a little gauge to your water bill, you want to know whether your income is enough for the future. So can you see this? So we want answers before rest, and we want control before even surrendering into anything. So we are constantly being taught to fix quickly. We get into conversations very quickly. We get into the reaction very quickly because we've been taught take actions, take actions. So yet, have you experienced that the uncertainty has always been part of human being? So this practice is not about becoming comfortable with chaos. It's about discovering whether there is a place within you that can remain present even the answers do not arrive. Now, this is a very subtle energy shift, because we are going to break down 3 layers, and we are going you to be comfortable in the place of the uncertainty. So today, what we explore what happens when we stop fighting uncertainty and begin to listening to it. Have you got the space to listen to it? Because you quite don't like the uncertainty. So you try to wipe it out from your life. But your whole life is in that space. So a place that is there and we are fighting constantly, what happens is we are constantly building up the identification, they are building up the nervous system around it, and then we are constantly in the place of doing. And so even we take a holiday to rest, we can't rest because we want, before that, the safety, before that, the certainty. So saying that, I will move the camera towards Darren, and then very gently you can observe if you need the practice to move on the space of the body and the breathing and the movement. So saying that, allow yourself to very gently allow If you have joined the class now, arrive slowly, not mentally. You're not arriving this class, not spiritually arriving. So very gently, you have a body that you are attending. Feel the body entering into this space. Notice the weight of your hips meeting the earth beneath. Notice how gravity is already holding you without effort. Now embrace the stillness within this uncertainty. Become aware of the breath, not as something you must control, not as something you must be in the practice. Birds are flying. I can't see them. They have gone to a school. I can't see when the fish is born, they have been taught how to swim. I can't. That is the nature of your being, is part of the swimming. And why is so hard for human beings to start living? It's a part of that, whatever you call. It's a problem if a bird start swimming. I mean, there are some birds, or a fish start flying. So when we constantly come into these safety patterns, that's what we are doing. We are doing against the current. But something already is happening. Breathing is already occurring, isn't it? Life is already moving, isn't it? You don't need to perform arrival now. You only need to stop interrupting it. Are we all here now? Allow yourself to become curious about this moment rather than trying to master it, because you're very good at mastering chaos. Shoulders roll back, take a deep breath in, breath out, very gently lift up the space of the heart that has been laid, buried. Meet the heart with the breath. Meet the movement with the breath. Let's meet the physical landscape of this uncertainty. Uncertainty is rarely experienced only in the mind. It appears in the jaw, stomach, chest, shoulder. Begin scanning through the body slowly. Now take a deep breath in and twist the spine to the right side, stomach pulled in. Notice where the body holds. Notice where the body releases. There is no wrong response into this practice. I don't teach you right and wrong. Your body is not failing. It is reporting if something is not correct. But you don't like reporting, isn't it? Because you feel they have failed. Take a deep breath in, come back into the center. Shoulders relax, chest open, elevate the space of the heart. Change the leg formation. Take a deep breath in and gently breathing out to send the spine to the other side. Now let's move to the nervous system awareness, discovering how survival meets uncertainty. Okay? This will be challenging for you. Back to the center. Stretch the neck to the right. Notice how uncertainty feels in the system itself. Do you speed up? Back into the center, stretch the neck to the other side. Do you freeze when you hear someone saying, I'm not sure about this anymore? Do you search? Do you try to fix? Back into the center. Do you prepare? Do you withdraw? What is the habit you're running when things are challenged? Where do you run? Where in the body do you run? Shrug the shoulders up. Take a deep breath in. Open and close that mouth wider. wider, wider, chin to the chest and collapse the spine, engage the pelvic floor. Observe how quickly the nervous system attempts to build up certainty. Ask softly. Take a deep breath in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate. Push the belly, shoulders roll back. Can I remain here for one more breath without solving anything? Breathe out. Allow the nervous system to discover that uncertainty does not automatically equal threat. So where did you come into the threat path then? Inquiry, back into the center. Arms raise onto the ground, interlacing the fingers, palms facing up. Ground the hips, stretch, stretch, stretch. Bring the arms behind the ears. Breath out, spread the wings wide. Left leg into the back, opening up the right hip. Now let's come to the identity awareness, meeting the self that need always answers. That's what I says, building up the identity, identity, identity. Shoulders roll back, lift up the space of the heart. Take a deep breath in and breath out, drop the elbows, work those palms. That foot on the back is pointing into the back, so don't collapse the ankle, don't collapse the heel. Notice who appears when uncertainty arrives. The achiever, most of you are in that place. Notice who appears when the uncertainty arrives. The healer. Notice when the uncertainty arrives. The caretaker. Who appears when the uncertainty arrives? The fixer. Now, all these parts have a holding on the body and the nervous system and the identity construct. So observe, okay? We are taking layers out, not physically, not as a doing. Notice the identities that rush forward to restore certainty. So it is rushing to restore certainty. Oh, but I'm certain. Ask quietly, who am I when I stop performing certainty? Because if you're performing the certainty, you wake up in the first thing in the morning and you are entangled by the yesterday news. Can you allow the stories to loosen from this body? Take a deep breath in and come back. Don't bring the story back. Don't bring the fixer back. Don't bring the caretaker back. Don't bring the healer back. Don't bring the achiever back. Into a plank. Observe how light the body is when you don't carry all these armors. Feel your presence resting where answers are not required. Take a deep breath in and observe that exhale. Move beyond fixing. Move beyond identity. Move beyond searching. Move beyond. Notice the awareness itself. Drop the knees and stretch the spine. Crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Don't get pushed into the doing now. Breathing in into an up phase. Breathe out towards the down phase. Breathing in very gently, left foot into the front, into the pigeon pose. Shoulders rolled back. Take a deep breath in. Drop the elbows, walk those palms, release those tension. Feel the spaces between the thoughts. Allow yourself to rest here. Not because uncertainty has disappeared, but because you are discovering something larger than uncertainty. Now, gently bring the body back again. Uncertainty may still exist when you leave here, when you leave that posture. Questions may remain. It's also okay. Blank. Life may remain unfinished. It's okay. Perhaps safety was never only found in answers. Can you agree with that with me? Drop the knees, rotate the hips wider, wider. Release that space of the digestion constantly on the space of the safety so it cannot even digest life. Wider rotation to the other side. Perhaps stillness was never dependent on certainty. Because some of you writing me in that space, stillness is certainty. Return not with more certainty, but with greater capacity to remain present when certainty disappears in you. Now drop that space of the knees and rotate the hips wider to the other side. Now push the hips forward, 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 and push the hips back, knees wide apart. Knees wide apart, stretch the body and walk the torso towards the right side. Keep the hips down and walk the torso towards the right. That's it. If your palms facing down, that's also fine. Now back to the center, allow that ribs to be open up onto the left side. Back to the center. Now very gently coming into the down face. Bending the knees very gently, opening up the back, toes slightly pointing, hips slightly opening up, shoulders sinking into the space. Today is not about becoming calm. It's not about achieving transcendence. It's not about investigating what remains when certainty cannot be found. Allow yourself permission to be unfinished. Allow yourself permission not to know. Allow yourself permission to stop performing stability for a moment. Left leg up into the back. Left knee to the left chest. Curve the spine. Stretch back. Left knee to the left elbow. Stretch back. Left knee to the right elbow. Stretch back. Left foot into the front. Arms stretch into the back. Arms rest onto the crown. 6 deep cycles of breath. Feel the contact points beneath you. Notice the architecture of support already present. Body, flow, space. Feel the temperature of the air. Feel the movement of the clothing against the skin with the movement. Notice how quickly the attention leaves the body to travel towards the problem. Bring it back gently. Opening up onto the Virabhadrasana. Allow the body to understand nothing is being demanded right now. Repeat internally, for this moment, I do not need to solve my life. When is that your identity has become so stronger, so your nervous system is so tight, travel slowly through the forehead. Travel slowly through the eyes. Can you travel? Because this is the map Can you travel through the jaw? Tongue without disturbing to talk? Neck? Notice the effort. Travel towards the chest now. Is there expansion in the Virabhadrasana? Is there protection? Is there holding? Can you travel through the belly? Observe if the body tightens around future possibilities. Let the body report honestly. Don't kill the messenger by numbing the symptoms. The body does not lie. The body remembers. Gentle arch. Elbow onto the knee. Right arm reaching up. Right reaching into the back. Touch the floor. Left arm reaching up. Extend the body. Left reaching into the back and touch the floor. Drop the back knee onto the floor, holding onto the front knee. Arms raise onto the ground, gentle arch. And come back into the center, Garudasana, left on the top. Touch slightly the third eye. Notice the impulses. Notice the urge to move into the next posture. The urge to check. Urge to understand. Observe the survival intelligence without judging it. Ask, what happens in me when there is no immediate answers? Can discomfort exist without emergency? Can activation exist without catastrophe? Allow the nervous system to discover slowness. Your nervous system doesn't know slow. Have you seen the birds? Speed, skill. Spread the wings wider and touch the floor. Plank. Strong on the pelvic floor. Lower plank if you can, otherwise drop the knees. Up face. Down face. Plank. Lower plank. Up face. Down face. Plank. Lower plank. Up face. Down face. Right leg up into the back. Right knee to the right chest. Breathe out. Stretch back. Right knee to the right elbow. Stretch back. Right knee to the left elbow. Stretch back. Right foot into the front. Arms stretch into the back. Arms raise onto the ground. 6 deep cycles of breath. Virabhadrasana. Observe the mudra. What happens in me when there is no immediate answer? And we all wanted answers. You could see the whole world is going again into that space of answers. Can discomfort exist without emergency? Where's discomfort? There's emergency always in this planet. Can activation exist without catastrophe now? Allow the nervous system to discover slowness. Gentle arch. Elbow onto the knee. Left arm reaching up. Take a deep breath in, left reaching into the back and touch the floor. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Breath out, right reaching into the back and touch the floor. Back knee onto the floor, holding onto the front knee, shoulders relax. Arms raise onto the ground, spread the wings. Right on the top, onto the Virabha, onto the Garudasana. Now let's go from the nervous system exploration to the identity inquiry. Notice the self that appears when uncertainty arrives. Now let's say the uncertainty has come onto a thought, onto the body. Now observe the planner coming, observe the healer coming, observe the achiever coming, observe the protector coming, arming up. Observe how identity attempts to create safety as a temporary measure. Ask gently, who am I without this role? Who remains when I stop maintaining myself? Rest between the questions. It's not about the answer. Take a deep breath in. Do not search for answers. Spread the wings wider and touch the floor. Strong on the pelvic floor. Drop the knees and stretch the spine completely. Shoulders roll back. Very gently rolling and bringing the chest into the front. Breathing in into a gentle cobra. Overlook into the right side. Overlook into the left side. Back to the center. And relax the third eye onto the floor, onto the fist, wherever it is comfortable on the floor. Elbows are pointing out, lymph nodes. Observe the spaces. Now pure presence expansion. Now release the project of self. Because lately all the healings that I have been having, they have a project about their self. So I decided to ask you to release the project of self. How about you can release improvement today, whatever that you are caught up with? Release the observer trying to do this correctly because his nervous system has asked to perform correctly. Failure is not something that he's been trained very well to accept. Okay, if you're dropping all these things, can you notice awareness? Not what awareness sees, but awareness itself. Feel the spaces between thoughts. Notice silence beneath internal language. Remain openness. So let's say knocking on your door is now fear. Why don't you include her in there? Or him? If resistance appears, include resistance. Remember, presence rejects nothing. Your personality rejects things. You have a problem with personalities. Notice that awareness exists before this practice, before you and me. Awareness remains during every identity you have carried. Awareness remains now, then rest there. Again and again. Now very gently bring the palms onto the chest level. Take a deep breath into the up face. Breathe out towards the down face. Now drop the knees and stretch the spine. Now very gently wake up the spine one vertebra at a time. So if the Vajrasana is harder for you, why don't you take a seat? There's nothing to fight now. Nothing to look at desire and say, I have to perform exactly like that. Now imagine you're standing before a doorway that cannot yet be opened. I had this feeling when I had the heart surgery. It was my hardest one, so I'm going to include that on your practice today. I was trying to open it, but do not open it. Stay. Observe what emerges. Is it impatient for you? For me, it was suffocating. For you, is it curiosity? For me, I thought I was running out of breath, so fear. What is for you? So you're imagining this door is closed. Is it hope coming for you? Maybe it's remain coming for you. Feel the gravity holding that space that you are. Feel the weight of the bones, but create space. Imagine the effort reducing by 1%, then another percent, then another percent. Then another percent. Nothing to force, nothing to transcend, only less resistance. Okay. Now very gently stretch the legs into the front. Release any statics, any screams happening on the knees, hips. Shake the body, shake the arms. Now knees to the chest to complete breathe out. Breathing in, arms raise onto the crown. Knees to the chest. Breathing in. Breathe out. 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 Breathing in. Breathe out, knees to the chest. Now sit again in a comfortable position. Twist the spine to the right and onto the left, just to calm your energies back to the center. Now, all these situations are taken from class situations on the online sessions and the sessions that we have it at home. So I create the class from a collective consciousness of what's happening to people and interactions through the day, the week that I am. Now I want you to calmly sit. So let's say the life may remain uncertain. Just observe. Maybe the relationships may remain uncertain. Maybe the health is going to remain uncertain. Well, nothing has disturbed you yet. Maybe the money remain uncertain. Observe. Maybe the identity is going to remain uncertain. Can we go further? Maybe the future remain uncertain. Perhaps something changed. Perhaps the certainty was never the doorway. Perhaps the capacity was the doorway. Capacity to sit when it is closed. Return slowly. Carry spaciousness. Carry less urgency. Carry the memory that awareness remain present through all of it. The advanced pure presence of the embodiment practice is beyond the identity, beyond the observation, beyond the searcher. Not designed to create peace. Peace may come, it may not. Now what you're doing is you're investigating what remains when the machinery of becoming slows down. Are you equipped for that? The machinery of becoming slower. Do not seek special experiences with my practice. Investigate the experience itself. Sit upright. Now I want your spine to become like an antenna rather than a structure. Notice that breath is being experienced. Notice that sounds are being experienced. Notice the sensations are being experienced. Now ask quietly, what is it that knows experience is occurring? Do not answer. Remain with the question. What is it that knows experience is occurring? Now we have entered into the field of the awareness. Now we can also observe the disrupting automatic identity. Notice how quickly the ownership appears. Observe whether your ownership is appearing on your breath or on your discomfort or in your awareness. Because when you call my breath, my discomfort, my life, oh, there you go. The automatic identity has entered. My awareness. Investigate. Where is the owner located? Can it be found directly? Observe carefully. Ownership itself may be simply be another experience appearing inside awareness. Now let's move into the gap of the practice. Become aware of the spaces between the sounds. How about the pauses after exhalation? The moment between thoughts. Remain there. Most of the humans live inside objects of awareness. This practice explores the spaces surrounding them. Now, I have not done this unless it's a retreat, which we are going to do it. I'm going to go into the practice a bit more deeper now. The disconstructing the observer. Notice the observer, then observe the observer. Where is the watcher now? Behind the eyes? Inside the thought? Inside the sensation? If the observer can be observed, perhaps it's to appear within awareness. Pure presence embodiment now. Open up awareness, allowing sounds, allowing discomfort, allowing emotions, allowing movements. Did I exclude anything? Nothing. Ask, what effort is required to be aware? Observe carefully. Awareness may already be functioning without management because you're conditioned to manage. So awareness may be already functioning without the management. So a lot of you, this practice may slowly change the relationship to uncertainty rather than remove uncertainty. So some of you may be possible shifts will be, you may have a reduced identification with thought patterns. You may come to a place of a greater nervous system with flexibility. You may today come into less urgency around needing answers. You may have an increased tolerance for emotional discomfort. Oh, you have the capacity to witness fear without immediate reaction. Maybe you will come into a place of greater embodiment with difficult conversations about uncertainty. Of course, if these are doing very well, then you may have a reduction of the identity fatigue. Oh, then you're having increased capacity to remain present while life is changing. A deeper sense that awareness itself remains stable while experiencing changes. Oh, I have to correct this. Did I ever mention that it's perfection? No, the benefit is not perfection. The benefit is capacity. Arms raised onto the crown for the returning without leaving the presence into the closing ritual. Palms onto the namaskar position. Bring both hands gently over the heart or on the lower belly. Feel warmth. Feel gravity. Feel the room. Whisper yourself to internally. Nothing was solved, yet something softened. Take 3 slower breaths. On the first breath, thank the body. On the second breath, thank uncertainty for being a teacher. On the third breath, thank awareness for remaining. Slowly open the eyes. If you're going to stand up, that's also stand slowly. And after me saying namaste to you, I want you to take 7 conscious steps. Carry the spaciousness into the movement. The practice ends, presence does not.